We're going to see a bounce first.
Morning,
anyway.
guys. It's
Sorry.
21st of January. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. Joe Neighbour, Steve O'Hare, Ian Coleman. Good morning,
Yo.
guys.
Good morning. Taking no risks this morning.
Taking absolutely no risks there, Steve, I can see. I think that's obviously what's sent the markets over the edge today. Not looking particularly healthy, as excuse the pun.
Yes.
So should we just have a quick look at the headlines then? So obviously fears over a new strain of the coronavirus in China has largely brought about a bearish theme in the Asian session of equities trading, and also in that spread across to Europe today. 4 people found or have died from the virus.
Yeah.
So that's triggered or spooked markets. So did you say that the World Health Organization are involved on this?
Well,
Steve?
yeah, I think the Chinese have called them in, which they didn't do with the
SARS virus.
SARS virus. So yeah, it's obviously they're very concerned about it.
And as Ian mentioned just before we came live, it's the holiday season in China. It's the Lunar New Year celebrations coming up. So
actually, talk about hundreds of millions travel for those.
Hundreds of millions travel.
Yeah,
So,
it's that sort of like airborne. If it's airborne virus in the planes and things like that, and then it could spread to different countries quite quickly. That's the sort of thing that happened with the SARS. So
okay.
yeah,
quite dangerous then. Keep an eye on that for sure.
Did we see Trump's tweet late last night?
No.
Was that funny?
In a tweet late on Monday, Trump said he would be bringing additional hundreds of billions of dollars back to the United States of America. We are now #1 in the universe by far.
In the universe.
#1 in the universe.
Who's going to argue with him?
And he's put it all in capital letters as well. Good on him. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves it.
So trades yesterday, Steve, you walked away as the winner yesterday on copper. It was restricted hours yesterday, wasn't it, because of the US holiday?
Yeah.
So you made 1R, but when it reopened at 11 o'clock, it was through the floor.
Yeah, it got hammered overnight. So yeah, I think that bearish head and shoulders was a nice little pattern to pick.
Yeah. So Ian and I had mild losses on our trades, but overall, Steve
runs away,
forward,
lifted us up,
dragged the overall P&L up a percent or so. So we're still heading in the right direction on that. So with that, Steve, it's your honour. Do you have anything?
Well, yeah, naturally, I'll have to go with an equity, and China and Hang Seng have already gone quite aggressively. But let me just jump back to my bigger sheet. I wanted to show the Hang Seng. It's decent level coming up on the 4-hour chart in the Hang Seng, horizontal support.
Are you sharing?
No.
No, I'm not. No, I'll just talk to myself. So here we are. We saw the low back here, which it reacted nicely from on the 7th, and obviously we've got previous resistance which has turned into support, and a break of here we should see, and it's breaking through the cloud as well. So that could go aggressively lower. If we look at the monthly chart on Hang Seng, it's forming a shooting star with a 21st today, so only 9 days left. So that would see a rejection back below the downward trending resistance. And on the weekly chart, almost a bearish outside candle. It's I don't know whether the highs, I think that it was slightly higher last week, so not officially an outside candle, but pretty damn close. It's engulfed the previous 4 weeks, so very negative for Hang Seng. I imagine we could get a little bit of a reaction from this support, so that could scupper my overall trade idea, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Let's try and zoom in a little bit to draw the little candle up. So I'm going to sell Hang Seng at current levels, 27,855. I'm going to go for a move right down here.
Armageddon.
And I'm going to go for a tight stop, which brings the
Isn't 8 the Chinese lucky number? You should go for 8R.
Yeah, I should do. You're trying to put me off. You're trying to. You don't want me to catch you, do you?
You'd catch me in one go there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Near
26. There you go. 26,088. And the stop at 28,088. That's nearly. That gives me 7.58. I'll take that.
Round
actually.
that up.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll make the target 25,988. Now what does that? Now what you're saying?
Yeah,
8.01R. Do that.
It's good, isn't he?
Locked and loaded.
Very nice.
I'll probably need a few more hours. To be fair.
And a few more deaths probably from the coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this. I looked at. I'll try and find the other chart today, but I saw a really lovely. Oh, it's on Boeing. It's something I wanted to sort of chat about today. Okay. But this looks potential head and shoulders. I'll get it. I'll let you do your trade.
And not Boeing.
So that obviously that would be an ideal head and shoulders. So there's the potential for the sort of like the risk back on, and then a move lower. But it's we're definitely looking for something on the equity side of things to bring a halt to this ridiculous rally, and things like disease could be one of them.
Unfortunately,
I'll get the Boeing chart up.
Yeah, Ian, what are you looking at, mate?
Aussie yen.
Oh, you bastard!
So it follows.
I like that.
That was my trade.
Follows stock. We can have it.
No,
follows stocks on an intraday basis. Got very close to a 261.8% extension. We've broken support. I think that's the prime short entry, which is 75.61. But even though I've got some support around about here in sort of euro yen, I've got no clear indication that we're going to halt. If we go to the daily chart, I think it's a very large wedge. We actually had some bespoke resistance here a couple of weeks ago at 76.51, which is the prime short entry. But we've also got some support here at 74.95. So it's not the best trade, I don't believe, to get in at current levels. But since it's gone to the head, again, I'm going to look for a break of that support and for a move all the way down here towards this this wedge base. So I'm going short at current levels. I've got to put it above that candle there, really. So I'm only going to get 2. So where are we? 75.30. Stop at 75.83, which is massive. And a target at 74.25.
Okay.
Stop sharing.
I'm going to take a look at Euro Swiss today.
So you were going to do the same as Ian just then, and you've changed your mind?
I've changed my mind, yeah. So this is the weekly chart on Euro Swiss. And there's obviously, as you can see, a big support here, which was created back in April 2017 when the pair gapped higher. And it's retraced all the way back to near enough that level. So I think we might see some relief around there, some bargain hunting potentially. We've had a very strong impulsive move to the downside on the weekly chart, and there's not really been much in the way of corrective rallies. And if we look at how the price action is taking shape on the hourly chart, we can see it sort of bumbling around here. We're potentially posting a bullish outside candle over the last hour. We've got 6 minutes to see whether or not that can hold on. But I think around here looks reasonable value for a speculative punt, and it is only that because clearly the overall trend is super bearish. But I'm going to try and buy that for a corrective rally in the short term. I think limited rally towards a sort of 38.2. I'm just going to go a little bit above that at 0768. I'm going to tighten that stop up just so the risk reward's a bit better. So that'll be 0728 as a stop, going in at 0741.
D-Mark's got a count on that one, Joe.
On the weekly?
Yeah.
Wow.
With a projected
13.
Yeah. With a projected stop at 106.89.
Okay.
Now look.
Not that far below the low. The low was 107.17. About 40 ticks underneath the low.
Okay, so super speculative. Trend is awful, but I just think for a potential bounce, there might be something in that, given that it's such a massive level on a long-term chart. So let's see how it goes. That's me done. So Steve, do you want to show us that Boeing chart and what you're looking
I'll
at there?
just quickly show you the Boeing chart. Now, obviously, news out. Obviously, the Boeing is in talks to borrow $10 billion.
Wow.
As the 737 MAX crisis wears on. So for me, that's a big red flag.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the formation that I already see here is levels wise. It's got to think. Let me just get rid of that for a second. That's a special Head and Shoulders. That is. So this is the support area. Would be the previous lows between 285 and 300. But I see. Do you see what I see? Head and Shoulders formation. It's broken the neckline. That's bearish for me. The rejection and the move yesterday. I sort of like this looks like it's going to target the support, a break of that support, and the measured move is or would be a move down to 200 to whatever the I don't even know what the actual price is. Is it 200? Is it $2? Is it?
It's $200.
I imagine it's $200. Yeah, it could be $2 very soon.
Yeah, how does it look on the daily chart?
So yeah, that is a monthly chart. So if we look at the daily, we've seen the big move down yesterday. That's a bit of a warning sign.
Even so, there's another Head and Shoulders
there.
Yeah.
Even we get this sort of
stochastics crossing over.
Yeah, a break of 317, and I'll be negative for a move down to the 285 level, just based on the horizontal lower highs, bit of a descending triangle formation. So yeah, and you can see the sort of like the crossovers taking place below the in the MACD. Still sort of like plenty of room for scope for move lower. RSI's just below neutral. Yeah, so negative for Boeing. Sorry, Boeing. I'd rather be saying negative for Ryanair. I'd rather be saying negative for Ryanair.
That goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
EasyJet are doing well, aren't they? They've just released their results and they've got increased market share.
So, nice.
Up 4.2% today on the back of that.
Yeah.
Nicely done. So obviously trading was curbed yesterday with the US holiday, Martin Luther King holiday yesterday. So no fundamental developments. We've got President Trump's impeachment trial starting today. The general expectation is that there'll be no impact on the market, but obviously the rhetoric will be closely monitored. Brexit, there's been some chat regarding that, but largely going under the radar. I've not really seen much about that in the news, so I guess we're quietly going about getting the job done.
The Northern Ireland Assembly rejected it, didn't they?
Yeah, so they were talking about
not that
I guess the deal or the arrangement they're trying to get.
But we've got 10 days left, haven't we?
There'll be no alignment with EU rules after Brexit, and that the UK is seeking a Canada-style free trade agreement with the EU. However, there were reports that Ireland would not sign up to any trade deal unless the UK signs up to equivalence in the way of the way goods are produced in both the UK and Europe.
What's that?
Ireland.
So not Northern Ireland. Yeah, right. Okay.
Which I guess has got something to do with the border issues.
Yeah, I mean they're representing EU, I suppose, aren't they? So that's all to do with the border.
And the other news overnight, Bank of Japan decided to keep rates on hold. And that was pretty much as expected. And of course, they're waiting to see what sort of economic impact the US-China trade deal will have, as that's yet to be realised into any sort of physical numbers, which we can assess the impact of. News-wise today, we've got unemployment rate, average earnings, and claimant count in the UK. They're all coming out at 9:30. And we've got the ZEW figure, ZEW at 10 o'clock. That is expected to fall from 10.7 to 5. So quite a big drop expected there.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the euro crosses at 10. Anything else?
No, obviously, sort of like look at DAX as well. I've just got short of DAX speculatively this morning, just thinking this coronavirus may escalate and it'll have an impact on all the equities.
Do you think these things rarely escalate to that extent? I mean, how many
I
examples
would-
in the past can you think of that happening?
Well, SARS
Did it happen
definitely
with
did.
SARS? Did
Yeah,
it?
yeah, big time. As soon as they sort of like it spread outside of the China, then it was like, yeah, escalated quite badly.
Okay. Keep an
More
eye on that.
more the Asian stocks rather than European, but they were all impacted.
Okay. Okay, well, let's wrap it up there, guys. Good luck with your trades. Good luck to everybody else trading today, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Enjoy.
Cheers, then. Bye.
Cheers.